Good morning, eighth grade. Good to see you again here on our Happy Wednesday. And we're going to be having some fun here today. At least I hope most of us will. Now, I've been reading some comments from yesterday as far as getting materials together and trying to get started with the activity. I want to show you some things here today, which hopefully will make things a little bit simpler. And if you're still encountering some difficulty, just watch me and we'll make it all right. So first, make sure you have some paper towels nearby in case you make a mess. And also, make sure you're not using glasses. You don't want tall glasses made out of glass that might fall over and break. We wouldn't want anyone getting hurt or breaking any kitchen equipment. Right, Candace? So watch me, and if you experience some failures yesterday, no worries. We'll work through this together. All right, so let's recap because I'm going to divide this into two parts here. And the first part, I think everybody can achieve with pretty good success. The first part was finding something metallic, like a paper clip. You could even a small nail. Think of something else that would be of similar size and dimension as an open paper clip. That would be great. Also, I'm glad we were able to ease some stress of some individuals by stroking the piece of metal for a count of at least 100. So, Nick, keep it up if you need to, but you can read in one direction, very important, at least 100 times. Now here's the next thing. Zaina, you weren't supposed to just put your metal into the water. Because if you do that, yes, it's probably going to sink right to the bottom. But rather, you want to use something that floats. Now, I chose to use a water bottle cap. You can use other things. If you have a little cork at home, corks work great. But it's got to be something that will float on the water. Speaking of which, you want to use something, and I suggested a bowl yesterday, but today I'm going to demonstrate with saucers. You could use the lid of Tupperware. Find something as flat as you can so that you can observe it a lot better, and it'll make much less of a mess, and it won't be so tall that could be wobbly. So you're going to take the object that floats, in my case, a water bottle cap. Put it into the middle of the water really gently, really gently. Now it's going to probably want to drift to the side. Just add a little bit more water if you need to, but very carefully move it to the center of the saucer. I probably should have used a different color saucer here or different cap so that you could see it a little bit better, but I'm hoping you might be able to see it well enough right now. Now for your homemade magnetic or magnetized needle, you're going to want to place that very, very carefully onto your floating object, in my case, a cap, to balance it out. And check that out. I hope you can see that, because what's happening right now is that it is aligning to the magnetic field of planet Earth, which is pretty cool. Now, if you remember from yesterday, I used a marker to color one end of the needle, the part that I was rubbing toward, and that is now pointing north toward you. Hey, you must be north of me right now because it's pointing toward you at the camera. How cool is that? In fact, me in Phillipsburg, you and up where you are north of me. So check it out. It is pointing toward you right now. Now, if you can accomplish this task today, fantastic. You have achieved a remarkable feat that enabled humans to navigate across the face of our planet by having a compass able to help them navigate their way. So if you've achieved this, consider it success and let me know in the comments. But I'd love you to be able to go to the next phase. Now, let me explain the next phase here once again. Some of you will be able to achieve this. Some of you may not be able to, and that's okay. I'd suggest using a small battery, like a AA battery. Bella, I don't know if you were using a car battery or so use a smaller battery. AA battery works great. And from your lists 2 days ago, most of you have a AA battery in something somewhere at home. So AA battery works great. Next, the wire. Some of you were having some difficulty with the wire. By the way, please do not rip anything apart and destroy anything just to get some wires out of it. But if you have some wires laying around at home, the smaller the wire, the thinner the wire, the better this activity will work. And some of you were asking, well, how do I put the wire around the bowl from yesterday or the saucer from today? Here's what I'd like you to do. Those of you that have wire, coil it about 4 times at least. If you have a longer length and can coil it a few times more, that's great. But 4 times would be wonderful. And having the 2 open ends accessible to the battery would be great. Next, you've used your compass, the magnetic needle, to determine which way is north and the opposite of that is south. Robbie, you might want to do this, and it may work a little bit better. Arrange your wires in a north to south orientation. In other words, align them around your saucer or your bowl or your lid, whatever it might be, in the same way that the needle is pointing. So I'm going to transfer my needle over to the saucer that I already have put the wire around, and notice I have it going around the entire saucer from top to bottom so that the needle, your compass, is in the middle of that wire loop. Just give me a moment here. There we go. So even though I've put it into a different saucer, you can probably tell it is balancing itself out into the orientation of Earth's magnetic field in a north-south direction. As soon as it stops moving, I'm going to show you what happened in basically the same direction. Now check this out. Now remember yesterday I had the black wire and the red wire. Black I'm attaching to the negative end, and here, let me get this paper towel out of the way because my daughter is on the staircase up there and she's trying to check out this cool demonstration too. So can you see it, Kayla? Awesome. All right. So now watch this. This is really neat. I'm going to attach the positive side to the red wire and the negative side to the black wire. Now watch the needle. Whoa! Did you see that? Here, let me undo it. Let it go back to north-south. And then I'm going to attach the battery again. Woo! Check it out. It is spinning. Not only is it spinning, but it's now stopping its spin. And notice its orientation of the needle. It is perpendicular now to the north-south. That compass is no longer pointing north. It's pointing east. Why? Well, I'm going to let you wonder about that for the next 24 hours and think about it, because tomorrow we're going to talk about why that is. Now, by the way, if you use a dead battery will have no effect. Use a live battery, and I'm going to show you one more time here what happens. A live battery, you can test the battery with this simple galvanometer that you just created. Woo! But around. Try adding I'm not going to do it for you, but try adding the other end of the battery to the wire and see what happens. So tell me about your observations in the comments, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.